Have you ever picked up the phone and felt that little knot in your stomach, wondering if the person on the other end is really who they say they are? Maybe it's someone claiming to be from your bank, or perhaps a voice that sounds just a little too official telling you your social security number has been suspended. It can feel confusing, and sometimes even frightening. And you know what? That's exactly what scammers are counting on. As we get older, we've lived through enough to know the world can be both kind and cruel. We've built trust through decades of family, friendships, and community. But unfortunately, that very trust is what criminals often try to exploit. These scammers aren't just targeting anyone, they're targeting older adults more than ever before. Why? Because they believe seniors are more polite, more trusting, and in some cases, less likely to fight back. But I'm here to tell you, they're wrong. You are stronger and wiser than they give you credit for, and once you know what to watch for, you'll be one step ahead. Today, we're going to talk about 5 scams that are spreading like wildfire right now, and I want you to feel empowered, not afraid. Think of this as a friendly conversation over coffee, where we're simply shining a light on the tricks scammers use so you'll never be caught off guard. Let's start with one of the most common, and unfortunately, one of the most convincing, scams out there right now, the fake phone call from the government. Imagine you're at home, maybe reading or watching TV, and the phone rings. On the line is someone claiming to be from the IRS, Medicare, or even Social Security. They sound official. Their tone is stern. They say things like, "There's a problem with your account," or "Your benefits will be suspended unless you verify some information." They may even throw around a case number to make it sound more real. Here's the truth: no government agency calls people out of the blue demanding payment or personal details. Ever. If there's really an issue, you'll get a letter in the mail. But the reason this scam works so often is because that voice on the phone feels urgent. They want you to panic, to act quickly before you have time to think. Some people, in that moment of fear, give out their social security number or even wire money. The way to protect yourself is simple: hang up. You owe them no explanation. You can even say, "Thank you, I'll contact the agency myself," and then disconnect. If you're worried it might actually be important, call the real number of the agency from an official website or letter you already have. Remember, you are in control of the conversation, not them. Now, let's move to another scheme that's been exploding lately, the tech support scam. Picture this: you're on your computer, maybe looking at photos of your grandkids or paying some bills online, and suddenly a giant red warning flashes across your screen. It says your computer has a virus, and a number pops up urging you to call for immediate help. Your first instinct is to protect your files, your photos, and everything you've stored over the years. That panic is exactly what they're after. If you call the number, you'll be connected with someone who pretends to be a technician from Microsoft, Apple, or another trusted company. They might even show you fake evidence that your computer is infected. Then comes the kicker: they'll ask for remote access to your computer or demand a fee to fix the problem. Once they're in, they can steal passwords, bank logins, or worse. But here's what you need to know: those pop-up warnings are fake. Microsoft and Apple do not send out alerts like that, and they never, ever put phone numbers on screen for you to call. The smartest move in this situation is to close your browser, restart your computer if needed, and never call the number. If you're really unsure, bring your device to a trusted local computer repair shop or ask a family member to take a look. You are not alone in this. Don't let fear trick you into handing over control. And then there's one that's deeply emotional, and it makes me angry just talking about it because of how manipulative it is. It's often called the grandparent scam. One day, your phone rings and on the other end is a frantic voice. It sounds like your grandchild, or maybe they introduce themselves as a police officer or lawyer calling on your grandchild's behalf. The story is urgent: "Grandma, I'm in trouble. I was in an accident. I need money for bail. Please don't tell Mom and Dad." Can you feel your heart racing just hearing that? That's what scammers are counting on: your love and your instinct to protect your family. In that moment, it's hard to think clearly, and many grandparents have wired thousands of dollars before realizing it was all a scam. But here's the key: pause. Take a deep breath. Even if the voice sounds convincing, hang up and call your grandchild directly on the number you already have. If they don't answer, call another family member. Scammers rely on urgency and secrecy, but the truth will come out the moment you check. Never rush into sending money, no matter how real the story seems. These first few scams all share the same tricks. They push you into fear, they try to make you act fast, and they count on your trust. But once you see the pattern, you can step back and recognize what's really happening. Scammers only have power if you give it to them, and with knowledge, you take that power away. Watching and feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Now, let's keep going because the scams don't stop there. As technology grows, so do the tricks these con artists come up with, and one of the fastest growing scams right now lives on your cell phone. It's called the text message scam, and it's surprisingly convincing. You might get a message that looks like it's from your bank, your delivery service, or even Medicare. It could say something like, "Your package couldn't be delivered, click here to reschedule," or "Your account has been locked, confirm your information now." These texts often include a link, and once you click, you're taken to a fake website that looks just like the real one. The moment you enter your details, they've got your information. It's sneaky, isn't it? Because on the surface it feels so ordinary. After all, we get delivery notices all the time. But here's the golden rule to protect yourself: never click on links that arrive through text messages from unknown numbers. If you're not sure whether the message is real, go directly to the official website yourself or call the company using a number you already trust. And don't be embarrassed if you've almost fallen for one of these before. These criminals are masters at making their traps look authentic. The fact that you're learning about it now means you'll be ready the next time your phone buzzes with one of those suspicious messages. Another scam that's growing faster than many people realize is tied to romance. It might sound strange, but loneliness is something many older adults face, and scammers know how to take advantage of it. Imagine someone reaching out through Facebook, an online dating site, or even email. They start off slowly, just friendly conversation, sharing stories, maybe even calling you dear or sweetheart. Over time, they build trust. They'll tell you they're overseas for work, or maybe in the military, or stuck in another country. And once they feel you care for them, they drop the line, "I need your help. I don't have access to my bank account right now. Could you send me a little money?" The truth is, many people have lost not just hundreds, but tens of thousands of dollars to these so-called online romances. But the money isn't even the hardest part. It's the heartbreak that comes from realizing the person you opened up to was never real. If you ever find yourself in this situation, remember this: love never demands secrecy, and it certainly doesn't demand money. A genuine relationship will never come with requests for wire transfers or gift cards. If someone you've never met face-to-face asks for financial help, that's the signal to step back and protect yourself. And while we're on the subject of money, there's another scam that's been hitting older adults hard: the fake investment scheme. Maybe you've gotten an email, a phone call, or even seen an ad online promising huge returns. They might say, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Invest today and double your money in just weeks." For some, it sounds tempting. After all, who wouldn't want to grow their savings quickly, especially when retirement budgets can feel stretched? But here's the thing: if an offer sounds too good to be true, it is. Real investments take time, and they come with clear documentation, not rushed phone calls or pushy sales pitches. Many scammers will even create fake websites with stock charts and account balances that make it look like your money is growing, when in reality, they're just taking every dollar you send. If you're considering any investment, always talk to a trusted financial advisor or check with someone you know personally before moving forward. Don't let anyone pressure you into making decisions on the spot. Something I want you to notice is how all these scams, whether it's a text, a romance, or an investment, share one big pattern. They push you into acting quickly without giving you time to think. That sense of urgency is their greatest weapon. But you know what? Your greatest strength is your ability to pause. To stop, take a breath, and remind yourself that no real emergency depends on you sending money or clicking a link immediately. By slowing down, you take their power away. And if you've ever been caught off guard before, please don't feel ashamed. You'd be surprised at how many smart, careful people have been tricked. Even young people, who grew up with technology, fall for these scams every day. The difference is, by learning to recognize the warning signs, you can build a kind of shield around yourself. Knowledge is protection. These scams can sometimes make the world feel unsafe, but remember, you are not powerless. You have tools at your fingertips, a phone number of a trusted family member, your local bank, even your community police station. If something feels off, talk about it. Share it. The worst thing scammers want is for you to stay quiet. The moment you bring it into the open, the trick loses its strength. Now that we've walked through these schemes, whether it's a frightening phone call, a fake tech warning, a desperate grandchild story, a text message link, a romance too good to be true, or an investment that promises the moon, you can see how the pattern repeats. Fear, urgency, secrecy. Once you know those three signs, you can spot trouble coming from a mile away. There's one more scam I need to talk about because it has been popping up everywhere recently, and it feels especially cruel. It's the charity scam. You know how your heart goes out when you see stories on the news about natural disasters, sick children, or veterans in need. Scammers know that too, and they use your kindness against you. They'll call on the phone, send emails, or even knock on your door pretending to represent a charity. Their voices will sound sincere, their stories heartbreaking, and they'll urge you to donate right away. Sometimes they'll even use names that sound almost identical to real charities, just with one or two words changed. And here's the heartbreaking part: when people give, not a penny goes to the cause they cared about. It goes straight into the scammer's pocket. But don't let this make you hard-hearted or suspicious of every good cause. Instead, use it as a reminder to pause before giving. If you want to support a charity, go directly to its official website or mail a check to the address listed on their official paperwork. Real charities are always grateful for donations, and they'll never pressure you to hand over money on the spot. The bigger message here is that scams are not just about money, they're about emotions. Whether it's fear, love, hope, or kindness, scammers try to twist our most human feelings into traps. And that's why awareness matters so much. Once you know the tricks, you can see through them, and once you see through them, they lose their power. So what can you do, day to day, to keep yourself safe? First, trust your gut. If something feels off, even just a tiny bit, don't ignore it. Your instincts are often sharper than you realize. Second, slow down. Scammers thrive on urgency, but real life rarely requires instant decisions, especially when it comes to money. Take the time to verify, to ask questions, to talk it over with someone you trust. Third, protect your personal information like you would a set of house keys. Your social security number, your bank details, your passwords, these are the keys to your financial home. Don't hand them out unless you are absolutely certain of who you're dealing with. And here's another powerful step: share what you've learned. When you talk openly about scams, you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting your friends, your neighbors, even your family. Maybe a friend will remember your words the next time they get a suspicious call. Maybe your grandkids will learn to pause before clicking a strange link. Knowledge passed on is like a shield that spreads, and you can be part of that. Now, I know all this talk about scams can feel heavy, but I want you to remember something important. Being cautious doesn't mean living in fear. It means living with confidence. You've already lived through so many changes in the world, new technologies, new ways of connecting, even new challenges. This is just one more area where your wisdom and resilience can shine. Every time you hang up on a scammer, delete a fake text, or say no to a pushy stranger, you are standing strong. You are protecting not just your money, but your peace of mind. And if you've ever fallen for one of these scams before, please don't beat yourself up. It doesn't mean you're foolish, it means you're human. Scammers are professional liars, and they've fooled people of every age, from teenagers to business executives. What matters is not the mistake, but what you do afterward. By learning, by staying alert, by refusing to let shame silence you, you take back your power. So as we wrap this up, I want you to remember the simple truths we've talked about. Government agencies don't call demanding payment. Tech companies don't pop up on your screen with phone numbers to dial. Family emergencies should always be verified directly. Text links can't be trusted. Love doesn't come with requests for money. Investments that promise quick riches are traps. And charities worth supporting will never pressure you on the spot. You have the tools to stay safe. You have the wisdom to see through the tricks. And you have the strength to share that knowledge with others. That, to me, is what true independence looks like, living with awareness, with confidence, and with the ability to protect what you've worked so hard for. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever gotten one of these strange calls or texts? Did you recognize it right away, or did it take a second to realize something was wrong? Sharing your experience in the comments might just help someone else avoid the same trap. And if you found this conversation helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe so we can keep having these talks together. Life after 60, 70, or 80 is not about slowing down, it's about living smarter, safer, and stronger than ever. You have so much wisdom already, this is just one more layer of protection to keep your days free for the things that truly matter. So here's to living with confidence, to staying safe from scammers, and to enjoying the peace of mind you deserve. Remember, you are not an easy target, you are informed, you are prepared, and you are in control. And that, my friend, is something no scammer can ever take away.